What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over and talking about the best cards in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM at each and every price in the game. Now, I like doing these videos because a lot of people always ask me, oh, well, Ty, who's the best player for under 100,000 coins? Ty, who is the best budget point guard in the game? Ty this, Ty that, and this should be a video to help all of you guys out. So if you are new to the channel, and do love my team or just my content, please smash that subscribe button. Really does help me out a lot. Also, do want to briefly shout out my college football channel, guys. I have been uploading consistently. You guys can see 325 videos, 5.8 thousand subscribers. If you guys are interested in college football Ultimate Team play at all, please smash the subscribe button on that channel as well. Now let's get into it, guys. For 1000 MT, I think searching by the Ruby tier is going to be our best option. I'm going to put Ruby Kawhi here, 77 3-ball, really solid defensively. I just wish his badges were a little bit better. That's the main thing that I wish for Kawhi Leonard. The guy that is my personal favorite for 1000 MT is Paul George, and for a couple of reasons. Obviously, you might have to spend a little bit more on Paul George, but he is worth it, guys. 19 base badges. He is 6'8", 77 3-ball, good release, decent speed, but his badge count is so impressive, and that's the reason I personally like Paul George as much as anybody else for 1000 MT. Next up, guys, for 3000 MT is a guy that I never thought I'd really hype up, and that is Ruby Stromae-Swift. And when you're like, Ty, really? This card? Hear me out. He can't shoot, but he can do everything else at a really high level. Good block, good interior, good rebounding, good speed, 11 gold badges as well. If you want a guy that can even somewhat stand a chance against some of the better bigs in the game, Stromae-Swift can do that. And it really starts with the speed. It starts with decent strength, really good rebounding, just overall a solid interior big for his specific price. Now again, I like bigs that can shoot the ball a little bit better, but at least Stromae-Swift has a decent mid-range shot as well, and you should be able to green with that. Next up, for 5000 MT, we're plugging in the Sapphire Harrison Barnes. Now, honestly, he's not even as expensive as I just hyped him up to be. Like, it's over 3000 MT though. 6'8", 85 3-ball, decent perimeter, decent interior, 85 speed. Badge-wise, not necessarily my favorite, but it's okay. The thing for me with Harrison Barnes is this, guys. When you're looking at, budget guys, it's who is a card that can just give you a little bit more than the last guy. I think Harrison Barnes is a slightly better, slightly upgraded version of a guy like the Ruby Paul George. Badge-wise, maybe not, but everything else, do think he does at a better level. And so for me, that slight upgrade is worth a couple of 1000 MT. For me, Harrison Barnes is a card that can play and compete at a pretty high level. Next up, 10,000 MT. And if you thought this guy wouldn't be in the video, I do not know what to tell you. Purvis Ellison, an absolute beast, an absolute stud. For 9,000 MT, you can see right there. I'm telling you, this card is a beast. Can green shots really consistently, good speed, good stamina. There's just really no flaws in this card. Think about it like this. He's the same height as Stromae-Swift. His interior defense and speed are basically the same. He can defend on the perimeter way better. He has more total badges, and he's now got a 59 3-ball with one of the best releases in the entire game. Purvis Ellison is an absolute beast on this game. Now again, I wouldn't pay anything too much more over 10,000 MT just because we should continue to see better and better budget options even this Friday. Like, we should see some. So again, don't overpay for him, but the card is a really solid card to add to your collection. Another card for 10,000 MT that I do want to shine some light on is Robert Pack, one of the better rim running point guards in the entire game. 6'2", can shoot the Barack, 95 driving dunk, good speed. Can definitely compete at a decent level. If you could find maybe a Robert Pack with like clamps, or on-ball menace, that would be a big time W. 15,000 MT, there's really not anybody I love here. I'm gonna plug in Bruce Bowen. I would not pay anything over 15,000 MT for this card, but if you can't get maybe even like a badged up Bruce Bowen a little bit, this is a card that I do like a decent amount. Find one with, again, a couple of other badges. Could be helpful for you. Gonna shoot the ball well, play really solid defense. Outside of that, I don't love Bruce Bowen a ton, but he is gonna do those couple of things at a really high level. Next up, 25,000 MT, and this should be no surprise. I've talked about this guy quite a bit. It is Austin Rivers. Now, within this Austin Rivers, if you can find one, like I said, with those couple of badges, That's what I would try to do. Find one with clamps. Find one with maybe some of those other defensive badges that you may want to have on the card. And honestly, if he has on-ball menace, that's like the only other important badge he really needs. So like, again, this one has 22 gold badges, is a little overpriced, but it comes with on-ball menace. And so those are the things you got to look at. Is it worth the 39,000 compared to 22,000 to have on-ball menace on him? Well, if you're going to put it on him anyway, probably, because that on-ball menace badge is expensive. Plus, he does come with some other badges. So just kind of like look at this, see, you know, if you do want Austin Rivers, is it worth it to pay a little bit more for a fully badged card? Otherwise, for 20,000 coins, the unbadged version of the card is still really solid. Next up, 50,000 MT, and this one pains me, is Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Now, I'm talking about 50,000 MT because for that price, you should be able to find one that is fairly badged up. Now, this one right here, 21 gold badges for 55. This one, 18 gold badges for 45. If you could maybe even snipe one that is badged up, that is what I would try to do. Like if you look at my Sharif right here, I don't know if I'll ever sell him. And if I do, it's going to be very painful. This card is played for me. You guys can see the amount of games, 200 games for me. 83 3-ball, 85 driving down, good ball handle, really solid defensively, good speed, 27 gold badges, does everything at a really high level. He is a card I hopefully never have to sell. Genuinely, I never hope to have to sell Sharif. But, if I do, I know he should sell for a decent amount because this card is an absolute beast on the game. Next up, the best buyable card in the game. I'm plugging in Raja Bell. I know his badge count isn't necessarily the greatest, and I'll talk a little bit about that in this video. I don't run Raja Bell because I run some cards that I like just a little bit better. For 100,000 MT, you can get a card that's fully badged with a 93 ball and 85 driving down, good ball handle, really solid defensively, 5 Hall of Famers, including on-ball menace, challengers, set shot specialist, off-ball best, fully badged, gold badges as well, has the Pro 2 leaner. Like, Raja Bell does so many good things for you on the court. It just comes down to, does he fit what you specifically want? You could even find one, you know, maybe with an extra Hall of Famer in here. To me, I do think there are better shooting guards in the game, but not for that specific price. Next up, for 100 to 200,000 MT, gonna plug in two different guys. First guy, Chris Paul, man. I know that there are certain cards out there that people like maybe more than Chris Paul, but when I've used Chris Paul, and you guys are gonna not like this, I've liked him more than Victor Oladipo. I have, guys, and I start Victor Oladipo, but I like Chris Paul so much. I know he's 6 feet tall, but he does everything at such an elite level. He gets crazy bump animations. He knocks down shots offensively, can create crazy plays. Chris Paul is an absolute beast on this game and definitely deserves your guys' respect. Now, a couple of other guys I do want to plug in at this range. Jason Richardson, he's went way down in price. I get there have been other shooting guards that have came out in the game. J Rich is still one of my favorite shooting guards in this game. He is. He's got a good release. He has a decently wide player model, so he's going to get you stops. He has basically every badge in the game when you do fully badge the card out. 94 speed, good defensively. This card is that man in my team and definitely is going to be on my squad for the foreseeable future. Do I like Jack Marin more? Maybe, but I mean, he's pretty expensive right now. So for me, J Rich does take the cake as one of those other guys. Last guy I want to talk about is Ronnie Cycli. Now, Cycli, my fault. I've been pronouncing his name wrong, and you guys have been on my, you know what about it. So I finally got it right. Cycli. Okay, here we go for Cycli. I got him for free, but I will say it like this. Ronnie Cycli is the best center that I have maybe used this year, and that's including Tim Duncan. The problem is I don't want to have to badge him up, you know, because badges are expensive. And then I badge him up, and then I don't even know how long he's going to be on my squad for. So that's kind of the difficult part. Like, I don't want to have to give him immovable, off-ball pass, all of these different badges if he's not going to be on the squad for an extended period of time. So that's the problem with Cycli, but the card is an absolute stud for just over 100,000 MT. Definitely worth your specific price. Now, the best card in the game, if you have endless amounts of MT, is this card right here, LeBron James. Not even particularly close, not that LeBron. It is the pink diamond LeBron. This card runs the game right now in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Now, with that being said, 1.5 million coins is a crazy amount to pay. If you're paying this amount for Bron, you need to seek help immediately. He is not worth that, but the card is extremely good. Definitely is the best card in the game. What I would recommend Fill your squad with unsellable players that you guys have grinded out. Like, look at me. Unsellable, 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 unsellable. 7 out of my 10 cards are unsellable. And between there, the other 3 cards are featured in this video. And even Ronnie Seekley is another one featured in this video that I really do like. So definitely that's how I would recommend you guys building your squad today. Let me know your thoughts on my video down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.